Everyone, welcome to your intermediate, advanced, and adult sci class of the day. I am Mr. Kiley here at Martial Arts America Team Navarre, having a wonderful day. Hope you guys are as well on this happy, bright, shiny Thursday. So we're going to start off with your individual sci work, helping to warm your hands up and kind of get your wrists nice and loose, kind of getting used to what they're doing. So we have our individual sci right here. We're going to work on the offense to defense switch. And again, all we're doing, some of you guys are very good at this by this point, and so we're just kind of using this time to help get you guys in the right frame of mind. Okay, if you're newer to Psi, then we're using this time very importantly to help get you guys acclimated to what's going on, because as difficult as it is sometimes to learn the different combinations and movements and the forms, okay, it all starts to be able to do this properly. Okay, because once this is done properly, then that doesn't take any part of your mind. It doesn't take up any part of your focus. Okay, you can, it'll distract you less. So you can focus more on just doing the movements here, and that's becomes second nature. That is the goal we're trying to get to. Sorry about that. Okay, so we're here. You're holding it with make sure when you're holding it like this. So I'm not holding it like that. It's not like it's a baseball bat. Kind of holding it here with my thumb on the moto. That's important because when I do my strikes, I have to make sure my thumb is in that position, because if I lock my thumb here, it just stretches out that tendon of your thumb, and it's hard to really get your arm. I can't physically straighten out my wrist that way, but if you take your thumb and put it on the moto, it allows you to flatten and extend your wrist properly. So that's a cool little kind of learning point from there. Good. And so from here, the way you get it to your defensive position is you kind of let your thumb roll over the top of the yoke, and then as I flip it over, and the more you do this, the better you'll get at this. It's kind of using the gravity, because the Psi is heavy, but one of the benefits to that is if you can use that weight of the Psi to your advantage, it'll make this movement easier. In the beginning, it's harder because it's heavier, so it's harder to control, but once you kind of understand the weight and how the weight distributes, then it's a lot easier to use the weight of the Psi to get it back to where you want to go. It's actually easier than using a lighter Psi later. Back in the regular side. Lock it, and as it turns to the inside, I just open my fingers. I keep my thumb and my index finger kind of wedged around the yoke, kind of stuck in the webbing of my thumb, to then pull the elbow down and guide my fingers to the other side of the yoke here. Good. Other side of the suka. Okay, and to get it back, all I do is I lift my fingers up, and as I lift my fingers up, my elbow comes up, and I point my fingers to the left and just wrap them around the suka, and then I flip it back over, pulling my elbow down. Thumb staying in the middle of the moto. Other side here, lock it, boom. Very good. And then parents, if your students getting this at home, fantastic. If they're having a little bit of trouble, feel free to kind of videotape them doing it and then send it to our Team Navarre Facebook page. And I'll be more than happy to kind of look at the video and try to dissect what's going on, and then send you another video back or comment back, like something we can do potentially to fix it, because I know it's a very common. I try to teach what the common mistakes are, but everybody's different, and sometimes new mistakes happen that I don't know, and we have to find constructive ways to adjust it. Okay, so a very common one would be something as simple as the thumb going to the other side. So it's supposed to go on this side to the outside. If it goes to the inside, you'll be left with this situation. Good, and that's why that's happening. And they'll kind of feel like that's going to work when it's not, and so I have to make sure the thumb goes there. Good. Thumb's tight and strong, or we'll have to where it's hard for them to grab around and it starts to fall to that position, which just means that they didn't wrap enough, that they didn't kind of scoop that thumb underneath it and get it hooked. If my thumb doesn't go up underneath enough, it tends to fall and fade. If I get my thumb hooked underneath it almost, good, then it helps kind of lock it in place. Okay. Our other hand, when you practice with one hand, it's very, very important to be just as good with your less dominant hand. And then from that, of course, you start to practice it with both hands. There it is. Here. And from there, the final step is to start to do different motions with your Psi at different times. As in, I would want this one to go out, and as this one's coming back in, my other one's going out. So I'm doing, because a lot of times in the form, the Psi do switch and swap several times. But you have to be able to do those simultaneously, which takes time. At that point, you're using both hands doing different things. That's why making this very second nature to you, almost like tying your shoes or holding a pen or pencil, or writing your name at this point. You don't have to think about it. You probably just do it. Your brain thinks about it, and you go ahead and do it. You don't have to walk yourself through the process. So we're trying to catch yourself up doing this motion the same way. If you have that, then I want you to we'll start working on the combination together. Again, the practice on Tuesday, those two main combinations that take place in majority of your form. Okay, the first one, being that fan block. It's a whipping, popping motion of your hand. And then from there, you roll the hand over and then you strike down. So it's 1, 2. Make sure when you're doing that, it stays in front of your body the whole time. So a very common thing is some students get really excited about it and they go here and they reach back. Okay, the problem there is if I lose my grip or if something goes wrong, I end up hitting myself, and that's not good. So you just use the motion of your wrist. See my elbow? The key is to not bend your elbow that much. You want a little bit of a bend so you can snap and pop it, but I don't want to yank my elbow back and then pull my hand to my head. So it's 1, 2. It stays in front of my body. Good. And also make sure the saki, good, stays over the Tsuko Gashira. Where you say the top stays in front of the bottom. That means I don't want it to go here and fade downwards. That can kind of stress out the wrist a little bit too much and help you lose control of it. So instead it's 1, 2, and then I down block in front of my body. My opposite hand punches, same hand punches. So from the front, fan, strike, down block, punch, punch. And then I can also do the opposite side. Fan, strike, down block, punch, punch. Notice how my eyes are staying forward. That's one big common thing is kind of keeping your eyes on the motion. Good. But you're not really you're not hopefully thinking about this. It's hard to think about how to flip it in and flip it out and think of the combination at the same time. So that's why I keep putting a lot of importance on doing this consistently and getting better at it so we can now take our focus and transfer it to getting the combination proper. Good. Okay, one more time on this side. Fan, strike, down block, punch, punch. Okay, make sure when you do that punching motion, you have your index finger running down the tsuka, and its goal is to push the sai forward, good, so that it locks in to your forearm. If this finger isn't strong, if it's just kind of hanging out like this, you'll end up with this, and your sai will kind of rotate and move a little bit, and it's hard to control that way. And yes, you've probably seen the TMNT movie, and Raphael holds his sai like that. I understand that. Okay, that's because he only has 4 fingers, and he only has like 3 fingers, and so, but we have 4, and so we have technically 5 with the thumb. So we use this one to push that straight forward. Okay, so yes, they're at the Ninja Turtles. They do hold it like this, but he also holds it like this, which we don't practice that either. So again, we're holding ours like a human, not like a Ninja Turtle. Okay, very good. And then the other combo in your form was the punch, and from the punch we do a fan block. From the fan block we keep it right where it is, and we do a down block here. Boom. Okay, so it's same hand, punch, fan, down block, and then other hand. Punch, fan, and then just lock the thumb as you spin it back to the inside. Boom, and it kind of gets in the way and it switches it. Down block. One more time in this one. Punch, let it droop, fan, and then spin it back to the inside, but hook that thumb in the way. Down block. Okay? Okay, now from here, okay, we're going to start working our form again. I will face this way, almost like you're standing behind me in class, and we're doing it together as a team. So we're going to take our time and move through it, okay? So we start here. Okay, you take the side that's in your right hand, and you're going to put it into the left side of your belt, all right? We start in a rest position. Go to ready position. You're going to take your right hand, your opened hand. You're going to keep it tight in a knife hand like this. You're going to roll it to this position. Turn your head to the left. Your left foot will step away from you, away from the camera. Step away. Good. Turn. Down block. Okay? From there, we're going to step forward. You're going to drop that right knee down and punch. So I step into what's going on. I punch with the right hand. All right? Take your right hand. You will grab the sai. And then from that pushing motion, I will then push off of that foot that's on the ground. And I will slide my body back. Not stepping my foot back, but sliding it back to a fugal stance. Okay? My right leg will stay in the front, further this way. I'm not going to step back. I'm going to slide it closer to me. All right? So I'll push and slide it closer, keeping it in the front. All my weight kind of shifts back to this foot. And I do a fan. I grab the sai from the belt. I do a fan. At this point, you're probably, if you're looking at me still on the camera, you're probably looking over your shoulder to do that. That's how you know you're doing it right. Your back is to the camera. Good. And your stomach's going away from the camera. You do a fan block. Take your right leg and open it up. Set it down to chungle. Strike down. Lock the thumb. Down block. Your free hand punches first. Your other hand punches second. Okay, now from here, we're going to do the same combo, just on the opposite side, facing the opposite direction. So we're going to go that way to the right. Go ahead and do the combination. So I pull my right hand down to my belt. My left hand opens up because I'm going to use it to do that fan block. You're going to take and you're going to pivot your feet away from the camera. So you're probably looking over your shoulder like this at me. Okay, you're going to take your left foot and just slide it over. So now you're looking over your left shoulder if you're still trying to see me in the camera. Okay, your left hand does a fan block. Good. Now from here, open up that left foot. Strike down. Down block. Punch right. Punch left. Okay. Last thing we're going to do is, next thing we're going to do, that same combination, but now going to the back, going to the wall. Okay, so the wall that's behind you. So you're looking completely away from the camera. You'll do that right-handed combination. You just did it. We did it when we faced this way and did it like that. So it's that same combo now, just going completely backwards away from me. So your left leg is pointing to the right. Your right foot is here. Your right hand does a fan. Then you pivot your foot, open up your hips, strike again. Strike away from me. So your back is to me. Down block over your right knee. Punch left, punch right. So now it's the hard part. Now we're going to go back to the front. Things will get easier from here, I promise. Pivot your feet. Good. Step your right foot forward. Good. Turn your feet to the front. Okay, so you should be basically reset just like we started the form. Facing the front. Okay, my back is to you, but you're looking at my back. We're all going to the front, okay? Your left foot's in the front. Hands are in tight. Left hand does a high block and a low block and a high block. Your eyes get in there first. Now that second combo we did, this is where it's coming into play. You will step forward, punch with your right hand. Quickly, fan block with that right hand. And then down block with that right hand. Then left side then takes over. Punch left. Good. Fan left. Down block left. One more time on the right side, adding a technique to it to kind of finish it off. Step forward, punch right. As you fan, you then turn it and strike. Very similar to that first combination we did. It's almost like we're combining them now. Fan, strike, down block. Punch, punch. Okay? Very good. I'll try to mirror you guys doing that same combination. This time, you're facing me, I'm facing you. So you're not facing the back wall. Okay, we're going to mirror each other. So you're going to face me. Okay, your left foot, this is that combination we just practiced, moving forward towards me, towards the camera. Your left foot's in the front. Your left hand does a high block. Left hand does a low block. Left hand does a high block. Step forward, punch with your right hand, and then let it droop quickly so you can flip out your fan. And then lock that thumb quickly, down block. Point it, step forward, right hand does the punch. Sorry, left hand does the punch. Sorry, I'm hearing you. And then fan block, and then down block. Square it up, step forward, punch, fan, strike, down block, punch left, punch right. Okay, now this is that movement we've done it like once or twice. And so we're going to add it in. I'll show you the whole thing. It looks like this. Good. It is a breakaway. Good. If somebody grabs our wrists, work from here, we're quickly crossing and then using the side to get free. Okay, so the way you do that is you're going to go from our punch-punch stance. You take your foot, your right foot that's in the front, you step forward just a little bit and bend that knee. Your hands are going to go down in front of you, just like this. Good. The front hand is going to cross in front of the back hand, just like that. So this one your left hand makes a tighter loop. Your right hand makes a bigger loop. Okay? Tight loop, big loop. And you do that at the same time, like this. Okay? So right now, let's just do it individually. Take your left hand, a little baby loop, pull it into your belt. Other your right hand does a big old loop, pull it into this side. Good. And then from there, you step back into Fugal, and you pull your hands in nice and tight. Now, be careful. I'm doing this, but look, I'm not pulling it into my body. I don't want you to poke yourself with your sake. Okay? You're pulling it in here, but it stays in front of your body. It doesn't go behind you. Okay? So again, it's 1, 2. As I pull back, I sink back into my stance. All right? That part's kind of tricky. It's okay if you don't get that part yet. Now let's start the form over, going a little bit faster, paying attention to the combos. All right? Here we go. So again, sai is in my left side, so everything's left. I have my left-hand sai in my left hand, my right-hand sai on the left side of my belt. All right? Because that's where it would go if I wanted to pull it out, which I'm going to in a second. All right? So we go rest. Ready? Right hand scoops, turn to the left and down block. Step forward and drop down punch. Slide back. I'm probably did that really fast. I'll slow that down. Good, but that's what it's going to look like. You're going to step forward and punch, and right when you hit the ground, you then grab the side by your belt, turn those shoulders away from the camera, turn that back foot, almost like a bad Kimai stance. I then push really hard off that foot to slide your weight back. And as all of that's happening, that's your moment to fan. And then from there, you use this momentum and your shoulders opening up to pivot this foot and open up your stance. And that's, again, once you have a firm understanding of these combinations and these patterns, the form gets a lot easier because right now the sai is heavy and the movements are very blocky and very choppy. Okay, but part of the, lack of a better term, part of the beauty of the sai and using it is taking the weight of the sai and using it to your advantage. Okay, using the weight of opening your shoulders to then strike down. That's when things get easier because you're moving more of your body at the same time, so it makes everything lighter. Right now it's harder because everything's being done slowly, and that's okay. We got to memorize the movements, and then we'll perform the movements. Strike down, down block, punch, punch. Okay, pull the right hand, pull the last hand you punched with, back to your belt, sideways. Don't poke yourself. Open up your left hand, and as you open it up, you turn over your back shoulder, over your left shoulder, pivot that foot, slide. So you're heavy on your right foot. You're very light on this left foot. You fan block. That's how you know what looks like is light, is that's the same hand you're going to fan. And then I open up my shoulders. To do that, I have to pivot this foot, strike, down block, punch right, punch left. Open up your right hand. Leave your left foot nice and strong because you're going to keep the weight on that leg. Turn and slide. As you turn and slide, this hand does the fan. So again, you're facing completely away from me at this point. I'm not mirroring you. We're both going to the back of the floor. Okay? And then turn, strike down with your right hand. Again, you're probably looking over your shoulder like this at me, and that's okay. Or you can just listen close. Down block with your right hand. Punch left, punch right. So now we're both going to get going back towards the front of the room and even things out. Pivot. Step with your right foot. It's a goofy little step, one you haven't done before, so it's okay if it's uncomfortable. Turn to the front. Left hand, high block, low block, high block, okay? Step, punch with the right hand. Quickly, all you do again is you take and just lock that thumb, see how it droops down, so I can grab it, and then I fan block with it, and then lock my thumb again, and then I can flip it down. Down block, and then step, punch, fan, down block, step, punch, fan, strike, whoo, snappy. Down block, punch, punch. This is that super cool move. Rotate, pull. Good. Down, pull. Simple. Okay, very good. Then again, that little combination into the second one, the way you kind of use the momentum of the side to your advantage, you can put one side away if you need to, okay, is you take it and then you punch. And from that moment, if I punch it, good, if I take and just lock it onto my thumb, so my hand turns to the inside like that, so I turn the palm of my hand outwards. Good, so then I go there, boom, and that lets the side droop just enough for me to grab it, okay, which makes this fan block a lot easier because I'm not having to stop the motion and then crawl my hand around it. I just use gravity. And then I fan, and then from here, as I'm turning my hand back to the inside, I just make sure my thumb loops into here, and so it goes here. And it actually flips it around for me. I'll do it slowly. Good, lock. Good, because I'm spinning it to the inside, which if you do that, it'll spin to here. As long as your hand points up and you turn your wrist over and your thumb is locked in tight, which will allow you to wrap those fingers around the outside. Good. It's almost like you're making that shh symbol here. Good. All right, so one more time. Punch. Grab it. Fan. Fold it back in. Grab it here. Okay, other side. Punch. Fan. Back down. Okay, we're going to do the form again. Simple. Ready? One more time. Size on the left side. I'm going to go a little bit faster again, and your job is to kind of keep up with me, okay? I'm not going to go warp speed, but I'm just going to go a little bit more fluidly, not taking so many pauses in between the movements so you can kind of see what's going on. If you get lost or confused, just kind of step back and take a break and kind of watch what's going on, or just kind of skip from where you are and try to catch up to where we are, okay? Circle, turn, down block, punch, slide back, fan, strike, down block, punch. Turn to the left. Open up the left hand. Fan, strike, down block, punch. To the back of the room now. Right hand. So you're alternating hands each time. Fan, strike, down block, double punch. This is a goofy little step. Okay, you turn your feet. Take a walking step with your right foot. Pivot to the front again. Okay? High, low, high. Step, punch, fan, down block, step, punch, fan, down block, step, punch, right, fan, strike, down block, double punch, fold and pull back. We'll get to that part next week. Good. We're almost done. Okay, junior intermediates and advanced belts, you guys are almost done with this form. Genuinely. We have probably at least 75, probably 80% of this form learned. So now we're just going to go back and make sure we can master each and every individual part. We have the combinations learned. Okay, we have both main combinations learned with the fan, strike, down block, double punch, and the punch, fan, down block. I know it probably sounds like I'm speaking a different language, but that's okay. Okay, but we have both those combinations kind of repeated over and over. It's very important to make sure there is this large gap from today's class, and then we have Friday and Saturday and Sunday and Monday, and then class again on Tuesday. And so I would say at least one time between now and Tuesday, try to pick your side back up and just see how much of the form you're retaining during the break, okay, during these couple days, whether it's tomorrow or Saturday, whatever it is, try to get, or you can do it more than one day. If you do it a little bit every day, that would be preferred. Just to make sure that whatever you're learning is staying in your brain. You're not having to come back on Tuesday and completely refresh and re-jog your memory. You're kind of just picking up the pencil and keeping going. Like you're already starting at where your brain's ready to go. You're ready to add more information, not relearn it and then add more. You're locked and loaded to what you've already gotten, and then we can just move forward from there. That would be a humongous help for you guys. Again, we talked about it on Tuesday. Consistency and frequency. Those are the two things that are really going to help you guys in retaining all this information. Consistency as in you're doing it that's why we have class at the same time, but whether it's you're doing it at the same times during the week, so whichever times you're practicing here, there's also hopefully some times outside of this that you're practicing it, and make sure those times are very similar, whether it's a similar part of the day or a similar day of the week or both. Okay? And then frequency, just the more you do it, the better you're going to get. As long as you're really focused and adamantly practicing. You're not just picking it up and kind of moving it around and counting that as practice. As long as you're committing time towards doing it, okay, you will see growth. And the same thing goes for the push-ups we're going to practice in regular class and the full splits we practice in class, and just kind of whichever the goals are and the challenges are, really try to, as long as you're attacking those things with 100% of your focus, one thing at a time, that's kind of my goal for you. Because I know, without getting off on a tangent, that normally, okay, there's a lot of things going on and your brain's moving a million miles an hour and you're trying to multitask and all of us are so set into doing things while doing other things, while listening to certain things and watching other things and being able to do all these things at a time. Okay, at this moment, we have time to go back and just do one thing at a time. And the tough part is a lot of times we think that we can multitask and we can have earphones in, and we can be looking at something else and listening to someone else and watching something else, and there's all these different stimuli going on. Okay, and we think we can handle it all, and our brain can remember it all, but it can't. It can for the moment, maybe, but then tomorrow you'll have forgotten all of it. So it's really important now to take time and just go back and just do the one thing. That's why I don't have music playing right now. I'm trying to help you, trying to do the same thing. Instead of listening to music and teaching class and doing all these things, it's just me and it's you, and we're working together one-on-one. There's nothing else going on. So we can both really commit to what's happening. So hopefully that'll help retain it in our brain a lot better, okay, which is super important. Okay, now we're going to finish off with doing material. So we're going to work and get the form again one last time, nice and strong. And let's just see. We just did it 5 minutes ago. Let's see if we can still get better from that point forward, okay? Lock and load your side. Here we go as a team. Ready? Rest. Ready? Circle the right hand. Turn to the left. Down block, nice and strong. Step forward, punch with this hand as you land. Boom, nice and strong. Right when you land, reach down, see if you can grab the side without looking at it. Good. Ninja eyes. Slide back, fan. Open up those hips, turn your hips, pivot your back foot, strike it down. Down block, punch, punch, quickly turn to the left. No break. Left hand does the fan block. Turn, strike with the left hand. Down block with the left hand. Punch right, punch left. Okay, I'm going a little faster, see if you can keep up. Right hand goes to the back wall. Turn away from me. Lean on the left foot. Light on the right foot. Okay, fan with the right hand. Turn, strike down with the right hand. Down block, punch left, punch right. Doing great. We're almost done. Turn, right foot steps. Back to the front. Here we go all together to finish off strong. High block, low block. High block with the left hand. Right foot steps. Right hand punches. Fan, quickly down block with the same hand. Step left. Punch, quick flip to the fan block, down block with the left hand, step with the right, punch, fan, roll back a little bit, strike down nice and strong, down block with the right hand, punch, punch, slide back and pull to break away. Rest and ready. Sai goes both in your left hand or one in each hand. Make sure anytime we begin and end class or anytime you're moving around with the sais, if you're going from the end of the class and you're going to put them away, don't put them away like this. That's how you hurt yourself or somebody else. Sides stay nice and closed in a defensive closed position, either by your body here, so that's important to make sure that this part is not behind, like super away behind you, good, or it's down by your side like that. Okay, but keep them defensive so that your saki right here is not exposed. Okay, even if it's defensive, I don't want it like that either, because then you could poke somebody else. It's hiding, tucked inside your forearm. Okay, thank you for your effort today. Feet together, good. Intermediate belts, that'll do it for you guys today. Advanced belts, well, kind of for you guys today. Advanced belts, you have your class next. So remember, if you're not getting your sparring class during the week, we have that Tuesday and Thursday sparring conditioning drills class that takes place, I want to say, at 4 for everyone to do. We have the advanced class next. The adult class after that, so you can take a break then, and you can all reconvene. The class following that will be your sparring drills and conditioning class. We can stay up to date and familiar with all our different sparring techniques and combinations, so that when we come back in, we can practice the timing and the distance and work together as a team. All right? Hope to see you guys there for that class too. Feet together and bow. You are dismissed. Make sure you get your card before you leave.